too much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
And I am Dave.
Hey, it's 8:40 in the morning. What's up, dude?
Bro, early riser.
Yeah, we're getting to it today, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No better thing than just get after it, you know?
I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do, bro.
That's it.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yes, sir.
What's good with you? What's on the agenda this week?
1 day at a time, baby.
Yeah, one day at a time?
Yep.
Okay.
Lots of stuff going on, but just don't get too far ahead. We're still on Monday.
That's right.
Well,
we're still
here,
on
Wednesday when they hear it.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Yeah. Wednesday, I got some stuff going on too, so.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Prison course again.
Oh, prison course again. That's a hike.
Hike.
How did you feel after doing the whole thing this weekend? Dead?
No, it was really good. Yeah. What a beautiful piece of property. Yeah. That back part of that land, like with it grown in and lush, because I got walked through it like when it was first being done and stuff.
Right.
And we threw some discs down some fairways and whatnot, but we never like played full-blown holes, right? We were like,
right.
This is gonna. He said, well, it starts way back there, but this is going to be the fairway. We'll just throw up the fairway here. And like, dude, now to go way back there and actually see the whole entire thing develop, like, what a beautiful piece of land.
That's sick, man.
It's really cool.
That's sick. Yeah, that was fun to go out there last week. Just even though we only played a few holes, that was awesome. I was super into it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hey, let's since we're that's what that is. Sorry about that. Since we're up and at it, let's get into it. Let's get plugs out of the way right up top. That's why we do it up top, because that's where people are listening. You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. If you're a podcast listener, come over here, give us a review, give us a like, join the live chat. It's super fun. If not, like us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave a review there. It totally helps us out. And then you can also find us on supportdopepeople.com, along with links to our other pods and stickers, just by providing your email address.
Thursday night, what are you doing? You want to hang out? Well, it's virtual. I'm Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube. I'm there live, literally sitting just about like this here. But you can ask me anything, and I really want to help the general public take their health back into their own hands.
Hell yeah. That's the mission. Speaking of mission, Speaking of mission, let's get over to YouTube comments.
Yeah.
This was Ugly Baby, episode 90. Ugly Baby, because that was the phrase that pays. Cole Memo, just finished, great episode. We need to see the piranha on screen.
Got called. Piranha's a little nuts. I might be able to.
Okay.
See if I can pull her in here today.
Got called away during the live premiere, but I'm back to finish the episode. Another great episode. I was over there on Cole's live stream watching our friend Jason from Illinois News Joint.
They brought night.
They did like a 2-hour episode. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Cole is great at what he does, and I appreciate his professionalism. And we're just
he's so much more pieced up, dude. He's like da.
Yeah, he's like a real reporter. We're just two dope dudes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I forget what I'm talking about halfway through talking about it sometimes. So just stick with me.
I mean, we're all stoners, but we're the two stoner guys. You're the industry stoner. I'm the grower
I think
stoner.
mine comes from like
You know,
falling on
Cole's
my
like
head
the
too many
reporter
times. Just like,
stoner.
yeah, touche. I mean,
He's
listen,
doing real work. That's why I give him money every month. I'm on the Patreon. Shout out to the Cole Memo Patreon. Go over there, give him $3 a month. John Voight, thumbs up button because I approve these messages.
Ooh.
My buddy 333 Grows. He is a fantastic grower and breeder.
Oh yeah.
Good episode, fellas. Thanks for coming over.
You, brother.
Yeah, he was up. He was up for some of the competitions this year, and he was out in Colorado with him and his wife hanging out with us. Super fun.
Oh,
yeah. Satisfied mind. Wish I could catch a buzz right now. Hit me with the vibes. 3 3/4 more hours.
Brother, I'm sending it to you right now again.
Yeah.
I got the vibes for you. This is awesome. There's so many comments this time. I like it.
Mm-hmm. We love comments. Salty one. Great show as always, guys.
Great friend as always, Salty.
Yep. Salty one. Cole Memo. The intro for Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner is a fucking slapper of a song. I love it. It is so great.
Yeah, I listened to it myself too. It's fucked up.
Illinois market needs transparency on cultivar lineages. Should be on the label. I replied, hold on. I replied, you're absolutely right. Transparency in cultivar lineages is crucial for consumers to make informed choices. Labels should definitely reflect that.
Oh, that's what I've been talking about a long time. Like, there is no consistency, and like because you've made up fake names, at least in the past, you'll hear me say it a lot. At least in the past, the name meant something. When you said Kush, it meant something. When you said fucking Diesel, it meant something. When you said Chem, it meant something. But now that we're so into, you know, Bob's your uncle and Tutti Frutti Raspberry Patootie, you know, you're like, what the hell? But what is that? Where is that from? Yeah, I'm with you on that. Sorry. What the bottom comment say? I didn't.
Hold on just a second. I know there was another comment that I wanted to talk about. Dr. Dank Nugs, go over there Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Watch the show. Although people like and subscribe as well as share out to their friends.
My God.
Yeah. And then and I have 4 of the best looking cannabis kids out there is what John Voight says.
Yeah. Bingo. I like that.
And then I remember there was another comment somewhere. Let me look for it real quick while you talk.
Oh yeah, no problem. And that's, you know, John, everybody should, and see, I get so excited sometimes when I talk about don't get fooled by ugly baby syndrome. I don't really care. You should be proud of what you do. You should continue to put as much effort as you can into it, but you shouldn't get stagnant and you shouldn't fall for the ugly baby tricks, right? You shouldn't go, oh, well, I just made a baby and everything. And it's, I don't want to take this into babies because all babies to me, all life is beautiful. That doesn't really matter. I'm just talking about this concept that like you need to portray outwardly and you struggle so hard to like, you want to be accepted for it and you're trying to preach to everybody how good it is. It's spreading bad information. And like in the growing community, the more that you don't know, but you represent that you know, could cause more of a bad pay it forward effect. If according to what I think, just bad information is not good information. And for growing, because I don't know anything. I said y'all growers are way smarter than I am on this. But if you got ugly baby syndrome and you're telling other people what to do with their stuff, and if you can sell them in the process, which means they buy into whatever you're saying, then they're just going to start growing a bunch of ugly babies also. And that's why, like, I love that Aaron's fully transparent. I promise y'all, this dude grows some beautiful looking cannabis. It is not just beautiful looking, it smokes so good. It's so fucking clean. It's way better. Like everybody around us who he's been willing to sample some to, or we've smoked a joint or whatever, everybody goes, oh, let me get some of that. And he goes, dude, I can't. It's mine. It's me and my patient, whatever. But like, I'm happy to share this joint with you. And holy fuck, it's just so much different. It's so much better. And every once in a while, I mean, I'm privileged, right? I get a nug of something. I cherish that fucker like it's the, I save the top of it every time. And I'm like, oh, when do I smoke that? You know, it's got to be the proper time. That's what should be spread through everybody, right? But that's coming from like, I'm a consumer. I'll tell you, I think it's really good. You don't have to tell yourself it's really good. Let the fucking public tell you.
Yeah.
Get out there, try, let some people try it. Anyway, yeah.
Here's YouTube was being weird about showing comments. This is on the same. I just had to go a different way to see it. I don't know why it's not showing.
Oh, you're good.
But our friend Skibbity Bebop.
Yeah.
It's the same people making money in every state. Same people changing state legislation so they can profit. Why do you think? It's the trickle effect. In a nutshell, the state finally goes legal and we're convinced to do a lottery system. You win the lottery, you have no idea what you're doing, but you have the money, so you hire the consultants that move around to every state, collecting the profits, teaching you what to do until the market bottoms out and you move to another state that just went legal. They take your local genetics and send it to a tissue culture lab and add it to the R&D breeding programs. True. I've seen companies change strain names, Verano, Breeding Legacy, Bedford Grow, straight up toe tag swapping to keep BioTrack compliant, but taking another company's genetics that are both grown in the same facility. True. Bro, the market is so shit and shady and full of gatekeepers and hustlers. I could talk for hours. Hate that this is what it's become. Ignorance is bliss. This person knows the market well and knows their history well in Illinois.
Holy skibbity bebop. Can you
This person's
please,
been around.
I don't know what you're doing on Thursday night, but Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube, please come talk to me.
Yeah,
You actually have a great perspective on this.
Yeah, maybe we should have you on the podcast.
Oh,
Skibbity
100%.
Bebop.
Skibbity, if you're willing to come on this podcast and talk
I want
to
to know
us
who
for a
you
while,
are.
And it's like
I'm sure it's somebody I know. I think it might be our friend. I might know who it is. There is somebody on here who has like 4 or 5 different nicknames and comes on here and talks sometimes.
Oh.
And they're not crazy. No, they're actually super cool. So it might be I don't want to out them, but
No, completely fine. And if they're on whatever,
another grower and vendor in the community who also has awesome t-shirts.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I personally, like, this just touched my heart a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Because institutional is the word that I've used more in the last fucking 5 or 6 days than I've ever used in my life.
Yeah.
They've institutionalized this thing for the masses to accept the institutional aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
The taxation, the laws, follow the fucking fake limits. All of that shit allows an institution to build itself around it, while there's an existence in physical reality that the rest of us are going through.
Mm-hmm.
All of us actually have experience with this thing. All of us have the capabilities of doing the thing. We could represent this stuff. I could go through the fucking processes or whatever of the fucking state, but literally, like this human says, it is a trickling effect of the same players state to state. MSOs, multi-state operators, started doing multi-state operation literally from day one.
Yeah.
We were getting a bunch of parent companies from outside states coming into Illinois and going, oh, we'll help you and whatever, and ultimately now, I mean, like, look at it's all of them. There's not one of them that you can't mention that's just just absolutely big and nailed it. Skibbity Bebop. Thank you so much for your input. And I'm grossed out that all the good that cannabis can do, and the reasons why I sit here and rant as much as I do, because the physical space where people actually are using this thing and using it correctly,
access to cannabis.
And even for me, like, it's fine. I'm not hating on it. I'm not anything. It's not what I promote. The idea of shoving a fucking leaf blower in a fucking tent and mushing a bunch of weed into somebody, that's doing something that would push the institution away from it, right? Or anybody who is purely institutionalized will look at that and go, oh, it's dangerous and scary and blah, blah, blah. Where there's literally an aspect of this that even the institutionalized, even the people who have been propagandized and everything, cannot get away from the fact that their grandmother or their son or their any relative or any best friend or anything is actually gaining a medicinal benefit from this thing. And for that, it is like, man, I desperately hope to break down the mindset where it's just acceptance too. As much as we say access, for me,
Yeah.
it's acceptance.
Well, yeah, and that's why it's important for people like Charlie from Sessions and Lil Bean and Mr. CBD, you know, the things that they do to push cannabis culture
Yeah.
while like you were talking about the Stoner Olympics earlier, while they may not be for everybody, it is important to push the boundaries of cannabis culture so that it is accepted.
And there's
And that's something
this
that
is my
Charlie
thing
has
with that.
said to me. That's something that Charlie has said to me, and that's like Charlie's thing. But I do believe that he is correct in that.
Oh, 100%. And for me too, I'm fully on the wavelength of you shouldn't have to feel guilty to feel good.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having some fun doing some stuff and
Right.
honestly pushing the boundaries and doing the fucking tent full of whatever
Mhm.
with the leaf blower is really kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Doing
Yeah.
fucking big fat
Yeah.
10-gram dabs. If you've got the lung capacity, I'll watch you do it to see what the fuck
Yeah.
happens. But like there's things in that for
I'm
me.
not trying to
First-
do 6-foot bong hits. That's ridiculous.
well,
I'll die.
and my whole point is that the mindset towards it, the acceptance of it,
Mhm.
when it is properly represented, you nobody argues it. That's
Right.
why it is accepted as it is at the state level, and
Mhm.
it is accepted as it is in a personal level, nationwide.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's because there's like minimal harm. We've continued to through the institutionalization. It's literally all
Yeah,
the
that's where the
laws, it's
harm
all
comes is where we're putting people in jail and we're
100%.
collecting revenue from that. We're collecting revenue from,
We're
tickets,
we're selling the weed,
enforcement.
we're
Yeah.
taxing the weed,
Yeah.
we're incriminating the
Yep.
weed. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you talking?
Yeah.
How is this all okay? All the while, somebody like myself, I'm desperately, I promise y'all, this thing means more to me because of the few thousand people that I've got to witness as medical patients who actually were suffering and going
Yes.
through the worst parts of their
Yes.
fucking life to find something, regardless of what they believed in before. No religious belief, no skin color, no fucking sexual orientation, no religion, no religion, no fucking politics, no nothing.
Yep.
You get to this fucking thing and holy shit, there's both relief, there's awareness, there's acceptance, there's reciprocation, there's so much more that's there that's like connecting and building and not a negative, not something people need to be in fucking jail for.
Right. Look at all these. This went away. Lovely humans in our live chat while we were at the disc golf course. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, guys, sorry for that.
I don't
You
know
guys
what I did.
send that thing all the way to the end so that it
Yeah. So you got to start it up. So yeah, look at all these lovely people: Lisa and Angelo, Mr. Work 420, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, Salty One, Jimmy Anderson. I said Mr. Work, Macho, Grams be savage,
Thank Nugs.
Heisenterp, Dr. Dank Nugs, John Voight.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, call memo as always.
What a badass
yeah.
fucking group,
While we were
man.
playing disc golf, all these people in the live chat.
Yeah, and we were disc golfing.
Yep.
Aaron has been a good friend to me. He's helped me out. I'm going through the mental side of things, just trying to enjoy life and experience some stuff. So I was not there in a chat last week. Everything's fine, no worries. But I just need, I need
Yeah.
a little space. And this man took me out to the disc golfing
Look at
course.
this.
Beautiful experience.
Everybody really likes Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner. Thanks for the shout out and plug section. Appreciate the kind words, Dave.
Oh wow.
Let's see here. Yeah. Hell
Oh,
yeah. Dave dropped the knowledge. Good take, Dave. Very interesting. And then Heisenterp knows me well enough to know that I was very close to providing instructions on how to make a Molotov cocktail, but I decided not to. Anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I laughed when, he was like, you were so close. I was like, yes, I was. I just had to eat my words there. But hey, Illinois medical cannabis sales total lowest since April 2019. Posted on May 6th. That's just last week. Illinois Department of Public Health today released its April 2025 medical cannabis sales total. Retail sales of medical cannabis for April totaled 21 million, which is the lowest, and some change, almost 22, which is the lowest since April 2019. Total 2019 retail sales by licensed medical cannabis dispensaries.
Holy shit. Balls.
Yeah.
Well, but okay, stop. That was before rec, so all sales had to go through medical.
Sure. Fair.
So to cut it in half, but I also do we know last year? There is that say it right there? No. Does it say last year's
we just have to scroll down.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
25. And what was it this month? 24.5.
Yeah, 24.5.
They lost 500,000. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
It's pretty rough. I don't know.
Oh, no. The sales total was 21 million. So they dropped $3.3 million in sales.
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
Yeah, that's big.
It is pretty big.
That's because like I was trying to semi do the math on something too.
Do you think it's because people stop coming through to the dispensaries now that you're not involved with them right now?
It's gotta be
because you're a free agent.
That's it.
I'm assuming it's getting tiring with all the dispensaries on your back trying to get you to come work there.
Yeah, how about it?
I mean, are you just beating them off with a bat at this point?
I was gonna make a bad joke there for a minute.
Maybe don't.
Yep. No, it wasn't bad. It was. I mean, it was just inappropriate. Anyway, no, my whole point to this is that the sales have dropped over. You're looking at like 15% here.
Yeah.
And there has not been a 15% price compression necessarily. From what I was around, prices have held pretty steady, at least through the last year. I did not see a lot of price dropping. So like you want to blame maybe price compression for some of the drop, but you can probably equate a lot of this to sending your customer base somewhere else because you are doing it bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are mostly going to Michigan at this point. I mean, we reported last week. Yeah.
A lot of people go to Missouri over on that side.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, we talk Michigan because we're so close to the Chicagoland area, and a lot of Chicagoland area people do actually use Michigan because of the shortness in trip.
Right. But people in the Iowa area or, they can go right up to Minnesota here soon,
Yeah.
And they can go southeast to Missouri as well. And then our lower state people definitely would probably go on the Missouri side for sure. We're just giving money away to other states, pretending that we're the most equitable. We are. I guess we're not pretending, but we're riding on this. We're the most equity-centric thing in the state, letting JB use us for his wannabe presidential run or whatever he's trying to do.
I think, I think we covered this, and my numbers are probably close. I'm just starting to reflect on it, but like I think they did 1.6 1.7 in sales last year, and $400+ million of that came from out of state. So like I've talked about a lot, they're border hunters.
1.6 billion, not million.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. 1.6 billion, and then 400 million is, if I said it all fucked up, my bad. But that's, to me, that is a that's a big fail as a market.
Yeah.
As the companies and like the dispensary group that I just used to work for, I watched the slide in some revenue because of competition locally, but I saw an increase in customer base. More people were coming in, but they were buying less.
Mm-hmm.
All right, more people were coming in to buy one joint at a time. So there's a lot that can be probably looked at through that. The consumer doesn't have as much money. We know that fucking things have been tight, but
we've tried everything and there's nothing new that we want to try.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, think about if you've been a medical patient, since 2016, say, we're coming up on 10 years, right?
Yes.
You know what the market is. You know what the market has to offer. There's really nothing new. Some
Yeah,
of
but
the
like
new stuff is some of the new edibles. You know, they're changing some of that stuff, but you kind of know what it is. So
but
like when you
cannabis
come
has
in,
nothing else to offer though, bro. Like this is
that
my
and
whole
that's what
point
I'm
to everybody
saying.
is
That's what I'm saying.
everybody keeps hunting this. If we have nothing else to try, we can't go, oh man, what's next? Now fuck everybody, whatever. It's literally be content with what you have. Understand that the
Hmm.
happiness is already sitting in front of you.
Hmm.
You know the good quality products.
Hmm.
And if you're constantly seeking this thing that's going to make you better and you don't appreciate the thing while it's making you better, then you're never better.
Right.
Right. And that's like, but I think that that's why I get as ramped up as I do. And I talk so adamantly about cannabis because when you use this thing, it will slow you enough to actually take that physical and mental control in yourself, which ends up being a health response,
Hmm.
cutting your anxieties, cutting your depressions. And it's not because you have to use cannabis. Cannabis is a great tool to do it, but to give you the place of introspection and enough space to sit where you go, hey, there I am. I'm physical as can be. I have to deal with, and I can only deal with what is immediately touchable by me. If I'm racing in the mind and I'm thinking about what's going on outside the walls, that is anxiety.
Hmm.
We'll talk about it later, I promise you. But that whole thing can be prevented by becoming grounded in physical reality. The acceptance of because what happened for a lot of
What is?
bingo, a lot of patients out there get called a condition. They don't know what it is. It's a fear response. So they start responding to it. The doctor's already in front of me telling me about it. So they know more about it. I'll just give over my health to the doctor and let them do everything for me. Even when I feel miserable, all I have to do is blame a doctor, but I've taken care of my health and I'm not, it's just their fault now.
Hmm.
Instead of where I watch many people finally go, you know what? I don't need to feel guilty to feel good. I
Right.
just want to feel good.
Right.
Why is it such a fucking hard thing for me to find some level of comfort? And even then, why am I constantly in this fucking space up here with the lack of ability to gain control? Taking your health into your own hands. I literally, every time that I talk about health, what is health? Number one, it's right here. All right. Number two is the food that we eat. Number three is the way that we exhaust the energy that we put that food, whatever we put inside of us, the fuel, it's the way that we exhaust that and how we continue that cycle. That
Right.
is taking care of your health. But it all starts here. The amount of people that I watched wrecked here who never fucking could handle the other two, I was like blown away with it. I'm like, you have everything in the world in front of you, you have
Hmm.
every opportunity,
Hmm.
and you literally are pissing it away. I can't understand it. It's not it's not mine to whatever, but I do you, right? And that's
Right.
your thing. Your experiences in your life is yours to do. But when I literally have watched the people finally go, "Oh my god, I'm not a zombie anymore. I'm
Right.
actually thinking for myself and I'm making actions for myself. I'm not waiting for a doctor to tell me. I'm not following the institution. I don't
Right.
have to fucking like, I'm smart enough to go do the research to figure out. And more than anything, nobody else will ever know me as well as I know me. The
Right.
physical things that I feel, the mental things that I go through, but like, all like, I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right, Dave.
Yeah, and because it's because of this, literally, it's this idea specifically, accepting this thing, normalizing it as something that people gain great benefit from.
Right.
And for all of us general users who haven't even put the mind to it, because I was a general user for 15 years before I ever went, holy shit, that makes sense, you
Yep.
know? And then finally, once it snapped, once it made sense to me, I went, oh, I really actually wanted I want to think about this differently. There's something in this now that like I did gain my personal benefit from it. How was I personally benefited? I went and did all the research. I tried to find out why the chemicals were responding in my brain the way that they were. I tried to figure out why, but through all of it, one of the biggest things that I gained and um it's the community too, you
Yeah.
know. I think that that's one of the biggest.
Community and coming together and it being communal, because the act of smoking cannabis is ritualistic. It's definitely something that's communal and that calls to humans to come together to share in an experience.
It's connective to know for all of us to have gone through the experiences of cannabis too. All of those things where we were way too high, we were freaking out laying in bed going, oh my God, mom's going to find me dead in the fucking morning. I'm going to have had a heart attack. But you sat there in your thoughts and you just raced and you raced and you raced and you took all of that discomfort and you lived with it. You sat inside of a place of fucking pure anxiety, depression. And it's not because the cannabis caused it. It's because you were realizing all of these things while sitting there.
Yep.
You were going, holy shit, and then by the time that we fucking came to the realization, I'm only in control of what I can physically touch around me, which is what I think a lot of us it clicks one day and we go, oh, okay, we don't have to make a name for it. We don't have to be able to verbalize it like this, but we go, oh, that's it. I feel connected and I have my community with it. I don't know why I'm constantly criminalized, looked at as something different, told that I'm not good enough because of this thing that has benefited the lives of. It's caused clear cancer screenings for people in front of me. I've watched epileptic seizure fucking stop. I've watched people with some of the most aggressive autoimmune diseases gain control of some of their pains. I've watched people fucking just every aspect of life.
Yep. That's why we do what we do, because we've seen the healing power of cannabis like firsthand. And until you experience in somebody that you care about the healing power of cannabis, whether it be yourself or another loved one, you can't understand, but you should.
And that's why I am trying to keep telling my stories. I might not be the best storyteller, right? And fine.
I don't know about that.
What's that?
I don't know about that. You're pretty entertaining.
Oh, thanks, brother. But it's just more. The only reason I say that is because, like, as much as I've never done this, I just want to connect with as many people as we humanly can, and I know that that's the whole, like, just hear why we are representing this thing. And then actually take a moment to look into my life, look into Aaron's life. Like, we're both a couple of okay guys. Like, I promise you, neither one of us is trying to take advantage of anybody.
We're not trying to sell anything. We're not sponsored by anything. We're not, trying to push anybody's product.
I hate war.
Yeah.
I hate murder. I hate stealing and
murder.
Yeah.
I hate war.
I hate people using bombs to kill people that are poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew what I didn't know exactly what the line was, but I knew what the gotta come Thursday nights, hear Dave's fantastic songs.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there. No, but that's it, man. I think, like, through all of this, like, how is it that this thing with this good of a message is where it's at?
We got people. Here's some good news.
I like this.
This is on May 9th. Earlier today, and Cole's been doing great reporting on this, and I've been following it.
Cole's thing on this.
Yep. Earlier today, Senate Bill 42 passed the Judiciary Criminal Committee and now returns to the House floor for a second reading and more debate. SB 42, sponsored by Senator Rachel Ventura, removes the requirement that cannabis within any area of a motor vehicle must be in an odor-proof container because there's no such thing.
Yeah.
This minor change of wording, which it is easier to change words in an already written law than it is to get a new law going, could have bigger implications for future Illinois Supreme Court rulings. You'll remember that they ruled it is raw cannabis aroma alone is sufficient probable cause. What's that? Yep.
It's literally eliminating the words odor-proof and medical cannabis.
Correct.
It is eliminating 4 words, 1 hyphenated, so 3.5 words, This is the craziest thing in the whole world that we would have to debate this much or take this long. And like Aaron said, there's no logic behind. There's no odor-proof thing. Just doesn't exist.
Yeah, and there's other so without odor-proof container or without the odor-proof container wording in the vehicle code, People versus Molina may have followed the same decision as People versus Redmond as insufficient evidence for a warrantless search of a vehicle. Instead, Illinois has a confusing and somewhat conflicting laws that allows law enforcement to use the smell of raw cannabis alone as probable cause to search a motor vehicle, but does not allow the smell of burnt cannabis alone as probable cause. Well, there's other things that smell like raw cannabis that are plants.
No, but that's my whole point.
So it's like, think about the people, think about the farmers, think about the field workers, think about the people working in your, actual, not dispensaries, but cultivation centers who smell like cannabis, smell like raw cannabis, which is just terpenes. I smell like terpenes. You could be making juice, like e-cig juice, get it all over you, smell like terpenes, and a cop could confuse that. It's ridiculous.
It's the difference between saying, what's the difference in the smell of the burnt candle and the sitting there candle? The candle has a scent to it. It has natural oils and shit that resonate off of it. And because they are degrading into the air, we are able to smell them. And the same properties with it's just so silly. That much like this, it doesn't matter burnt or not, smell proof or not. We should stop incriminating people for cannabis, period. I don't care about. And
we should stop incriminating people, period. We don't really need to incriminate most people. We don't need most laws. We have laws that, are not intended to generate money through enforcement. I mean, the regular, like leave people alone, don't rob people. Like those laws are fine. I mean, because laws don't mean anything. I mean, it's the people,
This is a massive win if it gets through the fucking.
Well, I have some thoughts about this. The bill, though, still has a few more hurdles before coming law. After the second reading, the bill could be sent to a third reading with committee amendments or sent to a third reading without an amendment. If no new amendments are added and the bill passes, the bill would be sent straight to the governor's office where it can be vetoed or approved to become law. If no new amendments are added after the third reading, it would then go back to the floor for a third reading and vote. If passed, the bill would then be sent back to the Senate for concurrence with the House amendments. If the Senate concurs, the bill would be sent to the governor's office where it can be vetoed or approved to become law. Check out the Cole memo. He has some extra information on this as well. He has some information as far as they're looking at adding some stuff to this, which may or may not do well. I'm actually looking up when session is over for Illinois House, because I believe it is coming up. It is adjourned on May 24th. So it is currently May 12th, and we haven't seen much come of this session at all. In fact, I was looking at the Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition bill tracker last night, and a lot of stuff has really not been done. They have some shell bills that they're up for vote, but I think we'll probably get one or two things in an omnibus again this year, if anything, but probably not hemp. So look for some bullshit here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, this is the whole point with all of this, right? Very slow dragging feet to get very logical responses to happen. Yep, government's a sure disappointer, man.
Yeah, it really is. Let me pull up the sheet here real quick, and All right, so like I was saying, here's the bill tracker. SB. So we've got. This is the social consumption stuff.
Yep.
Here's SB 42, passed Senate Criminal Law Committee. These are the shell bills. They've got 237 through 247 or 246. Where was it? There was here House. This is the medical reform side that will probably get added. SB 3682, and then I believe where was the other one? SB 1772 is probably going to get done and thrown into the shell bills for the omnibus. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and that's what I figured. They'll lump a bunch of this stuff together, not really get a bunch done. And
yeah, absolutely. That's pretty much par for the course as far as Illinois.
More than anything, the ones that incriminate us less are the ones that I hope for more.
Yeah, for sure.
I would rather have less incrimination than more access to selling and licenses and stuff.
Yeah, less incrimination. Yeah, for sure. The medical caregiver one, I don't think that got sent back to Rules Committee. I don't think that's going to get voted on this year. I think that's probably dead, unfortunately. Yep. But hey, I am thankful and shout out to that bill and to that was it representative or senator? I don't remember which one it is.
Isn't that the for Rita actually Mayfield putting one?
What's that? Yeah, I think that was the Rita Mayfield one. Or Rita Mayfield. What am I talking? Did I say the right name there? Did I say the right name, or is Rita Mayfield a singer? Let me look it up now because I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems like work right now.
No, yeah, I don't really. Just again, to me, like the laws and stuff is not. I'll talk about it and I'll give my perspective on it, but my perspective on it is that you're limiting the people who most need this thing, and you are causing anybody who
you're just causing more harm
about it to be in a complete fear, panic state.
Well, I mean, we should stop depending on government to run our lives and tell us what's best for us, because I don't believe that they know best, and we don't really need people to lord over us. So, but that's
some people love institutions, man. Makes it easier for them to stay blissfully ignorant.
What the hell, Mom? I just wanted a Coke. I'm not crazy. Anyway. Hey, shout out Pennsylvania House advances bill legalizing recreational marijuana.
Good for y'all. They still got to go through the Senate, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They still got a lot more work to be done.
Right. Hey, we had a lot more work to be done, and look where we're at now.
No.
2012, we didn't think we'd be smoking weed in 2025 and 2012, and look where they're at now. But Pennsylvania 21 or older will be able to legally purchase and use marijuana under a bill that passed the State House on Wednesday, the first time a rec cannabis proposal has been approved by either legislative chamber. Democrats voted unanimously to advance the multifaceted bill over to the Senate. Over unified oppositions from Republicans, just as lawmakers are working out which issues will be a part of the budget season deal-making that occurs every year at this time in Harrisburg. The proposal was touted by the main sponsor, Rep. Rick Krakowski of Philadelphia.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Just that last phrase, that last paragraph there, the Democrats voted unanimously for, and the Republicans unified opposition. It doesn't matter what side you vote for, either one of them. Now, literally, if you look down, and I'm not going to pre-jump your thing here, but right underneath this here, it says that the Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro proposed legalizing recreational marijuana in his budget, counting on more than $500 million in revenue. The only reason they care to do it is to make more tax revenue from it.
Right.
The only reason that all the reasons why this is getting done is for institutionalized and agended bullshit. It is agendas from institutions that genuinely don't give a fuck about you, your health, the betterment, nothing. They don't care about you having a job. They don't care. It's literally for their personal gain or to hold their agenda. And the
Correct.
agenda that they speak on is not the people.
Primarily through licensing fees. 500 million in revenue, primarily through licensing fees. You're absolutely correct, Dave.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out the licensing fees.
And they're looking for new sources of cash to pay medical bills. Well, why don't you use the
Medicaid,
fucking
yeah.
medical insurance that everybody's fucking paying? Why isn't insurance money going towards medical bills? Well, some of it
No,
does. No, a lot of
Medicaid.
it goes
So
towards
this is-
insurance companies.
This is state paid Medicaid. So this is what the state pays for Medicaid for the people using state Medicaid. So this is this is one of the
Medicaid.
this is one of the
reading
things
it.
I always talk about is that the state doesn't actually produce anything. The state can only take from others and give to others. So
Yeah.
this is for all the people who don't have insurance, who the state is paying for.
It said Medicaid. If I would have read that first,
Yeah.
That's
why I wanted to get
and
that.
I just kind of ramped.
I know.
But you're absolutely,
I gotcha.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So some of the new tax revenue would help historically disadvantaged communities, as opposed to the tax revenue now that goes to the historically disadvantaged communities.
Right.
Combat substance abuse, how that could or maybe both minority businesses development. Well, we know how that's going in Illinois.
Yep.
And unless they write it into the law that it happens right away, this will be a big pain in the ass here.
Yeah, and these are all
Because that's what's
good,
happened
sound good
historically. Yeah, it's all we're the most equity the most equity focused in the nation.
And for anybody who's willing to buy
Freedom Prize,
institutional name,
Gulf of America, all words that don't mean shit.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, dude. If they're not willing to buy into our institutional name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then fuck you, right? And like it says here, if you have bought into the institutional name and you whatever, I've been affected by it. I'm the minority. The fucking
look at our friends who have been impacted by cannabis and got in on a company, and that company is now no longer. That's just how it goes.
There's guys who have spent multiple years, 10, 20 plus years in prison. There was just a guy released a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two ago that I saw. He had spent 16 years in fucking prison, 15, 16, 17 years in prison for cannabis sales. And I think that when it came down to it, I forget what he had, but it was like 1 or 2 pounds. It wasn't like the end of the fucking world, right? 1 or 2 pounds. That's a 15-minute rush at the beginning of the day for these dispensaries. 1 or 2 pounds is nothing, right? And
it's half a plant,
dude. That's
that's half a plant, dude.
This is the Tommy Chong argument to it. Oh, well, we found a pound of fucking weed in your cabinet. Well, I'm Tommy fucking Chong.
Yeah.
You also found 5 pounds of sugar in my fucking cabinet. Sugar kills way more people than cannabis does.
Yep. Sure does.
You'll find a pound of flour in there. You'll find a fucking pound. You'll find all of these things have weight to it. What's the
it's like the guy who got caught with the gummies, and they weighed out the gummies and charged him with that.
Yeah.
That was last year and somewhere in Illinois.
I'll never forget.
He had 16 pounds of gummies, dude.
No. Oh my God. I'll never forget the lady's name who fought the hardest to imprison Tommy Chong. Her name was Mary Beth Buchanan. If anybody ever wants to look it up, she's the worst human that's ever
for selling glass bongs, man. Went to jail for selling fucking glass.
And it's Tommy Chong. You think that he fucking picked up the phone and said, "Yeah, I'll ship you the bong in my fucking from USPS."
No,
I'll run
he was
down.
Using his name.
That's literally, and the company that he fucking represented. And then because they used his name, and this is why, like, don't drum me off the deep end, but this is like the real ID versus your name versus the fucking company name versus whatever trusts and what blah, 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 all that legal jargon. It's kind of weird. And then by the time that it's all said and done, Tommy fucking Chong went to prison
Mm-hmm.
for somebody else slanging a fucking bong over a state border. We are so barbaric in the way we handle situations, and all of it is to make a name for the individual carrying it out. Mary Beth Buchanan wanted so desperately to make a name for herself and go, look at all this shit that I've done. Where yeah, bitch. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
It's that
Barbara Streisand's get the Streisand effect, you know.
yeah.
But hey, it is that time,
Oh,
and hopefully you haven't been feeling bad about it. You haven't been, I don't know, just like. Hopefully you can use your thoughts on other things. They're not just racing, thinking, anticipating, waiting for Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner. But if it is, today is your lucky day.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can. All right, and it won't even cost you a quarter. Okay, we're here. Here it is. Look at that. The Conditional Cannabis Corner today. The thing that I really wanted to talk about was general anxiety. General anxiety is probably the number one reason everybody uses cannabis. It is when I call it the fuck it all. Fuck it all is a response to anxiety. What anxiety is, and you guys heard me talk about it earlier. If you caught it, if you haven't, that's okay. I'll re-explain. Anxiety is the idea that our brain is going really, really fast. We're sitting in a physical place. We can only handle what we physically can touch and do, but we're worried about all the other things. I'm sitting at work, but I'm worried about what bills I have to pay at home. I'm worried about what I got to cook for dinner. I'm worried about what the girlfriend's doing. I'm worried about how the dog. There's just all of these things that are going on in our lives, which is very real. They're things that we should maybe handle in the moment. They're things we can go settle, or there are some things where we're getting pulled, we're forced to do the job thing. We're forced because we got to keep the house and the whatever. So we have to do that. But so desperately in our minds, in our body, in our soul, we know that we should be out there solving something else. We should be fixing something else. That response is purely anxiety. It is racing in your thoughts in an outward place while you are sitting in a physical reality. You can only handle what you can handle. You can only do what you can do. Cannabis is so good at slowing those responses. A lot of times, what I've seen people do with, well, and you'll always hear me say it again, right? You guys just keep hearing me say it. Try using CBD on a consistency. It is an anti anxiety thing. It's not that like, let me go smoke a CBD and then all of a sudden my anxiety dissipates. In the same way, I'm not going to go smoke a CBD and then all of a sudden all my inflammation goes away, or not all of it, but even any of it, right? Because maybe CBD isn't best consumed through an inhalation of that sort. But for that immediate response, we all understand inhalation for its immediacy, for its breakthrough, for its ability to calm the mind, sit me down in my physical reality. There's nothing better. For a lot of people, what I used to tell them is, I personally, and a lot of people out there can understand what I'm saying. I prefer to use indica, okay, and I throw up air quotes because indica, sativa, it's all just a bad name. I prefer to use something that is a little more sedative and relaxing, something that's a little bit more calming and chilling, because of how racy naturally my mind can be, because of how anxious I get. And I think a lot of us deal with this. I think probably more of us deal with this than not, right? So I use this thing to calm myself down, to chill out. Inhalation of an indica, of something that is sedative, will slow the racy wheel, will allow you to kind of into couch, melt down. Where are we melting? Into physical reality. Into this place where I get to sit with what my thoughts are. I'm not fear responding to them. I'm not anxiously responding to them. I'm taking time to sit within my space and go, okay, what is the next best step? Now, with an indica, with something that's going to slow you, everybody goes, well, I can't go to bed during the day. I can't go to sleep in the morning, so I can't use indica all day. Do you wake up anxious like the rest of us? Do you wake up immediately, grab a fucking cup of some hurry up and fucking go? My guesstimation is it's because of boom, all right? And everybody says, no, I need to kickstart that thing. And that's fine. Get out of your funk or your fucking whatever. But why are you in a funk? Why didn't you wake up and go, man, I'm fucking happy to be alive again. I'm ready to fucking go. And is it because of this constant funk that we're in this constant fucking, oh, I need my coffee in the morning. I need whatever. You know what I need in the morning? Indica. Chill me the fuck out right away. Boom, bang, right out the gate. And you know what it does? It slows this racing thing to a point where I go, oh, I'm calm. I get this burst of energy. I get this part where I go, wow, I could do anything right now. I'm focused enough. I'm not anxious. I'm physically present. I'm capable now. And if you overdo anything, you become lazy, right? Like if you overdo anything, you can just overdo anything. It's not doing it right. Overdoing this indica thing in the morning could very easily make you lazy. But overdoing THC very wellly makes people lazy too. There is something where, like for me, when I don't consistently dab concentrates, I can't do it because I physically get lazy. That's not the same for other people around me. They do it and they get that burst of whatever. But for me, it's that saturation of THC and consistency. I'm like, oh, I'm too calm. I'm too comfortable. Some people need that dose of something to get them to the place of comfort that I'm speaking about, to slow the anxieties, to be present. So whatever it is that you have to do, we have to work on it and find it, right? But for this general anxiety, for this regular comfort that all of us are looking for the fuck it all, inhalation of THC with a bit of myrcene, with a bit of linalool, probably with a little bit of limonene in it too, because that kind of helps boost the mood at the same time. There's all of these different aspects that we can kind of put together, but it will give you the immediate, through inhalation, it will give you the immediate gratification. It will give you that moment of, I need to breathe before I go do it. And I know a lot of people, like when I smoked cigarettes back in the day, please don't smoke cigarettes. If you do, that's okay. But like, let me help you work on it. We can talk about it, whatever, because it's hard, but you can do it. And I promise, I know I suffered through the fuck, whatever. Anyway, in the same response, like, if you use this thing properly, and I kind of lost my initial thought there because I'm kind of racing a little bit thinking about it, but my main point to all of this is through
Dave,
proper dosing. Thanks for
you were
popping
talking. No. You were talking about indica, and you were talking about how you're using linalool can kind of.
It's that right, that entourage effect, that abundance, that little bit of everything. You can achieve a comfort with this thing that allows you, oh, this is what I was saying, the moment to sit calm. Like when I smoked the cigarettes, right? I used to go take a cigarette break at work because I was stressed out and anxious and whatever. That's just a very harmful way to achieve said thing, right? It did calm me down something. I mean, I think it's more of a whatever, but it calmed me in the moment. It made me just sit there in my moment. Cannabis offers kind of that same thing, but with a added benefit to it with a lot less harm to it. All things that are used as medicines, all things that are used as therapies, all things that you do to feel good and to make it through this thing, I don't think anybody should fault you at it. I think that there are some things that we do to feel good and to get through the experience that is more harmful to us immediately speaking, like a cigarette is, comparatively to that of inhalation of, cannabis. And they get lumped in the same conversation all the time because your inhalation of things. But most of us can agree the harm in the one compared to the other. Just look at the death rate. But also the efficacy, the long-term, like cannabis actually has anti-anxiety properties to it. It actually has some very grounding and like you all know the mental comforts that we get from this thing. Cigarettes, on the other hand, and it's not, again, I use them for a very long time. They could, depending on what you're doing, they can be very calming, but they can be awfully destructive to your gut. They can be awfully destructive to your fucking, nobody wants to smell your mouth hole. Like, there's just so many negative, nasty things. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to smell your mouth hole after you smoke a big old joint either, but, that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is you taking your health back into your own hands, slowing your anxieties. More of us deal with it than not. We use cannabis to deal with it. It is, don't feel guilty to feel good, friends. And for the simple fact that I know you're not harming yourself, even if you're taking fucking leaf blowers and putting them in, and that's your regular method of consumption is leaf blower in a tent. I know that there are far more destructive things, and I think that would choke you out eventually. You might not want to do that, but there are far more harmful things that you could do to take care of your health, including, which is the scariest part of all of this, which is running to a medical doctor. Okay. And then falling through the institutional process of this and then never really owning what you're physically going through and allowing somebody else to tell you what to do, when to do it, how you're always falling short, why you're never good enough. And then I don't know. I just think that cannabis is a very fine tool for a lot of people to gain control of that anxiety response, as well as a lot of other things. But anxiety is a bitch. I'm sorry if you're going through it. If you ever want to talk about things that are making you anxious, that's what I'm doing on Thursday nights. I'd love to just talk to my friends and kind of get them through some stuff. Somebody the other day told me, it was somebody very close to me and somebody that I care about a lot. They said, I think you're wasting your life on cannabis. And immediately when the words came out of their mouth, I was so angry. My response got pissy. But I didn't say anything. Now wait and hear me out, they said. I said, okay. They said, the way that you've talked to me today and the way that you've made me feel as calm as I have through this entire conversation, you made me feel listened to, you made me feel heard, whatever. You should consider doing like social work or psychology work or whatever. And I said, do you understand that like the reason why you're even saying that is because of that plant? It's because I've been able to sit down and make honest connections with people. I've been willing to listen and to overcome the actual problems that exist because I too go through problems. I too lean into people because I need the help sometimes to get through the processing. I don't have all the words or the answers, but I've been through experiences. And if nothing else, I can empathize with the fact that you have something going on in your life and you're feeling something too. It's not always that cannabis is the answer. Connection most of the time is the answer. Because even in, and I used this story as an example earlier, even in instances where you're so against cannabis and you're so fucking, it was a religious couple. They were in their 70s, 80s. Husband came in as a patient. Um, you know, I came out to meet the wife. Husband was fine. I don't want to get high. He was grumpy, whatever. I came out the first day. I said, can I come out and meet your wife, introduce, say hello? And like, I just like to know the people of whatever. And when I walked out with the husband, he said, hey, this is, and she rolled up the fucking window on me. He went home. He came back the next time. He was pissed off. Nothing's working. It ain't doing it. I said, buddy, you told me you didn't want to get high. You were scared of this thing. You wouldn't take the products that I was asking you to take. I'm only asking you because you're talking about some of these things, including general anxiety, to consider using something of an inhalation method, something that has a minuscule amount of THC in it. You don't have to do full-blown THC. Maybe even something with a little indica property, slow your fucking thoughts. And the guy goes, you know what? I don't really care at this point. I'll take it. And I said, okay, fine. Then go do it. Next time, come back and let me know. Now, the next time he came back, the first thing he said when he walked through the doors, he said, I need you to come outside with me. So I walked outside. I said, what's up? He said, come meet my wife. I said, hello, ma'am. How are you? She said, I wanted to apologize to you. I said, what's that? She said, the first time that we met, I rolled up the window on you. I did not want to talk to you. And I said, yeah, that's okay. I'm sorry that if I caused any problems or anything. She goes, no, this isn't me. Cannabis isn't me. I'm religious. To me, it's always seemed like this would be a bad thing. I don't, I've always thought of it like the devil's lettuce, you know? I was scared of it. For the first time in 20 plus years, I've made a connection with my husband that we haven't had. You've given me back my husband. He feels like he's not a zombie. We're making better connections in the last week than we have in our entire lives, maybe. And I went, holy shit, like that's one of the best accolades I can hear. Like, good, congratulations to you all. Thanks for sharing that with me. You know, like, ma'am, if you actually want to know what's going on in here, you can get a little caregiver card. You two can come into the building together. You can experience this too. You can know what I'm saying to him. You can know everything. And they became two of my favorite people. She was still very stern at times. She was still very, we're not going to push that. And then I'd have to go, hey, do you remember back at the beginning when you said no because you were scared? You're just being scared again. And even for people who've experienced it already, they know that they're safe and they're comfortable. Sometimes they just need somebody to go, no, you're doing it right. You're okay. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anybody. My intentions would never be that. So to me, his health, whatever, right? I just want you to be comfortable. But the connection that was made through that, the moment of like just crack, right? It was breaking down the big wall. I saw it on this lady's face for a moment, this acceptance, this reciprocation. It was one of the more, it's one of the ones that sticks out to me, right? And I hope that I can break those barriers for anybody else. No matter, I don't know what story I have to tell. I don't know what platform we have to get on. I don't know how many of you we need to comment, like, hit the subscribes, do the whatever. I don't know, right? But I absolutely know with every fiber of me that this thing is worth the attention. It's worth the time. I feel gratified in what I've done. I feel like there's enough where if, you know, all things went tits up and I wasn't here tomorrow, my brain would be, I would be consciously settled with the ideas that I've helped some and I've been able, but I desperately want to help everybody. This thing is way more, it's way more powerful than we give it credit for. Like I said, it's atomic, right? Atomic bong, right? It's not destructive. It's very collaborative. It's very communicative. It's very accepting and reciprocal and progressing. It's not fighting against and running away from. It's fighting for and running towards. And for the misinterpretation, like I said, it's that thing that is the same reason I say the things that you call medicine, I call drugs, and the things you call drugs, I call medicine. There's a weird interpretation of how these things have been used and perceived, and why we're so barbaric and so slow to change the fucking times to make it more accept that we've never been able to transfer information as fast as we are now. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put as much of the information and as much of the experience that I've gone through out there, because I believe in every moment that this plant, it might be the thing. It might be the actual way. And it's really silly to go, oh, well, everybody just has to smoke weed and then we're all saved and better. Not really, but kind of, right? Conceptually, the idea that all of us have come to this connective point where, like I've said in many instances before, you see somebody across the street smoking a joint, you go, hey, man, I'm going to run across the street and see if I can smoke a joint with that guy. And maybe it's not that you're that dramatic about it or that you have to interact with everybody who smokes a joint, but you would. You would go, holy shit, that is joint over there. Look at all these people laughing and having fun in a circle. That I know that response. I like to be in the middle of laughing and fun and circle and collection. Never once have you been walking down the street, have you looked over and you've gone, oh, is that dude nodding out with a needle in his arm? Boy, I wish I could sit next to that motherfucker. Oh, is that person sitting there with a light bulb and they're pulling their hair and squirreling around on the floor and they're fucking, oh, that's who I want to hang out with? See, the thing is that those two things, the needle in the arm, the light bulb guy, those have been synthesized by the people who are giving you medicine. And then that's how you take care of your health. If you take the proper amounts of those things, and I'm not saying improper dosing, some of these things aren't beneficial. But what I am saying is that the things that they're telling you are super destructive, harmful, deteriorative, whatever, end up being the exact fucking opposite. I believe that blissful ignorance has a lot to do with this. And I know that I've taken this into a longer rant than just talking to you about smoking some cannabis for anxiety. There's a lot behind why people might be so anxious. There's a lot behind why we're unable to overcome this anxious response. And it literally is because we are not a fucking full community. We're not in agreement. There's nothing that we're all working towards together. Like, I don't care what you do if it's something for the positive, if it's benefiting somebody else. We don't know any of the things going on outside of what we're literally sitting in this room and looking around at. We can pretend we know. So-and-so's at work. Yeah, they're just doing work stuff. Well, who knows, right? I just, even past that, they're at the doctor. Everything's going fine. Is it there? Who knows? There's so much going on that we don't know, that we allow ourselves. We go, okay, I'm just comfortable. I'm going to think the best. And you should think the best. But in thinking the best, you would hope that everybody around was collectively trying to do the best. See, I think it causes a lot of anxiety to know that, like, you feel on Lonely Island. You feel like you always have to do this thing on your fucking own. And that's why I preach community so much. That's why Aaron literally came up with the name Support Dope People, because there's so many people who are doing really, really cool shit who don't have support, who've been shit on, who constantly get fucking overlooked. It's unbelievably depressing to see the people that are doing something to actually try to help and better people. And for those who don't exist in it, to still have the opinion that you do, to still be willing to vote against, to still be willing to go rally for and propagandize and write anti-fucking ads for and whatever. It's so unreally, it's rooted in all of the things that are negative, greed, fear, fucking, gluttony, all of the, I'm sure all those deadly whatevers, all the deadly sins, I'm sure all that comes into factor when we start to play this thing out and we go, you know what? Yeah. And all that those things are doing, the greed, the gluttony, the fucking whatever, all the things that people are taking for themselves, it's only preventing the rest of everybody from getting further. When there's so many of my people around me, the community that we exist in, the cannabis community, it's so loving, it's so accepting, it's so willing to do the work, right? And oh yeah, there we go. It's pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. Do you understand how fucking lazy you are to delegate work all the time? Do you understand how crazy you are to envy all of these other people's big fucking? I want what they got. I don't want what I have. It's too much for you to use wrath to go, oh, I'm going to fight against it. I'm going to tell you you're the fucking problem. It's so crazy to be proud, to be so prideful in yourself, to not accept that somebody else is gaining a benefit. It's not hurting them and it's not hurting you. It's a gross representation of human abilities. It's a gross representation of the fact that we all have a conscious mind. We are all capable of having communication, and we're all capable of finding community and connection. We don't do it because of the institution. We don't do it because of pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. I hope that I'm not ranting too much, and I hope that I haven't gone off too far at the deep end. My reason for all of this is because the community that we exist in, a lot more of these things shouldn't exist. Boy, have we watched some of them, right? Even some of our friends that like down on the whatever, we're like, yo, you're pretty cool and shit. Like you're hanging out with us. You're doing the real shit. You're down on the fucking ground. To get stabbed in the back, to go through the experiences that some of the people out there have, we're like, man, isn't this fucking cannabis? Isn't this the thing that isn't all of those? Do you use this thing properly? See, I've never known cannabis to be selfish. I've never known this plant to make me turn into a selfish thing. I literally, while I'm intoxicated, it doesn't matter how much I want something. If somebody's standing, and it's not while I'm intoxicated, like I'm over, no. While I'm comfortable because I've consumed cannabis, while I'm sitting with somebody, if they told me that they wanted anything, if I could help them with I'm such a ride or die for people. And you don't have to be that. You don't have to always fucking give endlessly whatever. And trust me, some people might not want to, because by the time you give everything of yourself, and maybe you never get anything back. Oh, it's painful shit, and you sit in it by yourself sometimes, unless you have said community, unless you find all of these things. But no matter what, no matter how struggled my times have been, no matter how much I've been hurting, or no matter how anxious I am, no matter what, I always turn to cannabis. It's always that thing that helps me alleviate my immediate discomfort. But I couldn't do it without the community. I couldn't do it without the connections. If you just left me by myself with some cannabis, I would probably stop using it. And it's not because I use cannabis to deal with the anxieties. What's the anxieties? Dealing with the pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. Knowing that that's out there while all of us are literally trying so hard to not be that, while knowing that all of us literally would do anything to find some level of peace, to gain some level of love, and to just be understood, to just be fucking a part of the collective. I'm not like, it's not to gain any fucking title. It's not to anything. I literally just want life. I just want the basics. And more than anything, I enjoy the connection through this. There's nothing that will ever cause me, when I'm sitting at home, the anxieties that I have are not, how is the car payment going to happen? How is the, you know, I don't know. I've changed what I need. All right. Where is the house going to come at? When does the car happen? How do I, those are all real things, but like, I could go do it. We can go do the thing. If you need to, get up and go do the thing. If you need, if there's a necessity for it. But the real necessity for me, because it's all I know, is to wake up. It's to go through the experience. And in this experience, there's so much more joy. There's so much more happiness. There's so much more life in the connection, in the slowing of the anxieties, in the slowing of the overwhelm, right? I have everything that I need. I currently possess all things that I need. I currently have all the connections that I need, right? There's sometimes, well, in the connections, I'm going, man, it could be better or whatever. What have you done to work on it? Where is your efforts going? You know? And no matter what, anxiety comes from a can't response, constant and never ending troubles. I can't do it. I don't know how. I can't do that. I can't do this. Can I is a constant and never ending improvement response. It's not that you even can, right? It's to question yourself, can I? I'm capable of, if I give this effort, if I'm constantly willing to put in the time and to actually do it. If I don't do it, if I don't put any time, if I don't put any effort, well then, you know. Moral of this story, my friends, I do love all of you. I actually have a lot of this love to give. Connection is everything to me. You all mean everything to me. The people who are doing it in a manner where we all, I don't want to, I don't want your customers, I don't want your clientele, I don't want to take your money, I don't want to steal your time from you, I don't want any of that. Do your customers need my help? Do you need any of my time? Where can I be of benefit? Can we earn money together? If it's not rooted in greed, fear, well, anyway, guys, I love y'all. Thank you for, if you've listened through this entire rant, I greatly appreciate you. And I also, I do know that cannabis is that general anxiety relief for a lot of people. We've had to, for our entire lives, fight that. Every single one of you has a family member who fucking judges you about it. You've been in relationships where the people judge you for it. Community constantly does. You're at constant risk of being fucking shackled and thrown into a fucking cage because you prefer to be less anxious through the consumption of a plant material. The barbarism, the fucking absolute lack of intellect and empathy that is so gross and so disgusting that, like, no shit you have anxiety. No shit. No shit, everybody out there has fucking anxiety. If you're supposed to feel guilty about the things that make you feel good, if you're going to get fucking put in prison for the things that give you health, where the fuck are we as a human? What are we doing? These conversations need to continue to happen. And ultimately, I think, like, people need to be held accountable, right? We all want the other person to be held accountable. Fuck that. Hold yourself accountable. Just do it for you. And the moment that you go, you know what? I really am giving the fucking effort to this. I really am putting in the time and the whatever, you hit this acceptance part where the anxiety that you feel is far more manageable and far less rooted in feelings and fantasy. You've physically existed in your experiences. And for you, my friends, that are all physically existing through this, for you who are consciously aware and not taking advantage of the people around you, for those who are trying to give more than they take, kudos to all of you. Aaron and I want to support all of you. Support dope people is literally that's Aaron's words, right? And I buy into the message completely. There's so many people doing good things. It's infinity looping back to the part where this almost makes you depressed then because of how much you're going, shit, man, there's so many people doing good. It's just not, it's how do you fight? And then now when it's all these people doing good, and then you get to this part where like Aaron and I talk about it all the time, it's government and these big institutions that everybody has bought their ideas into, but have just given them all the power. This is me saying, you've given away everything. You've given them your thought process. You've given them your fucking health. You've done everything. Take your fucking health back in your own hands. What you're doing is not bad. You're not that guilty, especially if you're doing for the better than you are taking. If you're giving out more than you are receiving, right? How do you ever look at yourself as a negative, you know? And it's because the institution wants you to feel negative, so you continually go through the institutional steps so that you continually give them the revenue, which revenue is just what you spend your time doing. So all of us go spend our time, all of our time. We'd rather be making connections, doing what I've talked about this whole time. But instead, we go give a lot of our time to these concepts and ideas where everybody else, especially the ones who are the master manipulators, are benefited from this. And then at the end of it, your benefit back from it, the few fucking dollar bills or whatever that you get, they extra tax you on it. The stuff that you're buying is going to put you in fucking prison. It's okay for them to sell it, and it's okay for them to fucking profit from it. I just don't, it's a broken where this atomic bong, man. It's why I say it. And Aaron, I appreciate you for letting me talk this long. I know that you like to keep episodes at a certain time, and I saw it when it went over the hour long.
No, it's okay. No, you're fine. I was hoping to get a Monday morning rant going. So it's totally fine. But yeah, I do like to keep them under an hour and a half because I have the free plan for the RSS feed for the audio.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you know, I think it was great.
No,
and the only thing we're trying to sell is community and connection. That's the only thing we're trying to sell. We're trying to share in the experience that we have, and hopefully our mistakes will be your benefit.
Brother, peace, love, and cope, right?
That's right.
It's community.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything that we just said. It's the ability to accept. It's acceptance. It's community. It's,
I hope you find peace when you seek it.
What's that?
What's that?
What'd you say?
Yeah. Hope you find peace when you seek it.
Yeah. Hope you find love when you need it. I hope you can cope when you feel it. That's all right. Of those things, like, it's what make community. Mm-hmm. The peace is the community. Mm-hmm. The love is the connection. Mm-hmm. The coping is the acceptance.
Mm-hmm. And you should be supporting each other, and since it's community, we're a bunch of dope people. It's you get what you give, right? That's what you just said. You get what you give.
Yeah. I just, and this is the thing. I don't need to see people held responsible at my hand where I go, oh, mm-hmm. But like, some people should be held responsible for what they're doing, and some people are more willing to
sit
Exposed
in
one of those
the
definitely.
introspection and figure out their life and actually do something about it. Because that's really the difference. There's some people that are willing to sit in the introspection and go, look, I can do whatever I want today, and it's open. And so some people thrive in that, and some people just need well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I should start going to
Structure, dude.
church.
I get it.
Like, I don't know what to do, but maybe, but don't be scared to like do the thing. That's the point.
Well, it's because
The point is that
blissful
you
ignorance.
can think
It's
all you want. You can either share in the experience or not, but if you don't do anything about it,
like
then
blissful ignorance.
right, exactly.
It's easier to just follow some script that somebody else told me to do than it is for me to make my own decisions.
Correct. And they look for some sort of authority, and until they find somebody that they feel like that's the authority, then they're just gonna be that way. Because they're just waiting for somebody to come take their hand and show them the way, But sit in the introspection, maybe try some indica, figure out
Make
what
sure
you want to
got
do with your
CBD
life,
running
and
regularly.
then take a step and do the thing. That's the point. Do the thing. Actually go out and do it. Because if you just sit there, if you just smoke some indica, turn your computer on, and start up World of Warcraft or Minecraft or whatever the hell, whatever Fortnite, whatever the kids are playing these days.
Make your efforts towards acceptance.
Yeah, then you're going to sit there. But if you smoke some weed and go on a walk, then you're going to figure something out.
The other side of the aisle deserves to be heard as well, no matter
That's
what
right.
it is. Even if it's opposition to what you and I say, and that's what I've always I would love to hear somebody opposed to
I want
concept.
some opposition. Like, tell me that I'm wrong.
Please.
Change my mind, please. Like, let's talk about the idea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the steps we took to get there. Let's see if it's rooted in logic or if it's just rooted in emotion.
Well, and again, you are allowed to be blissfully ignorant.
Sure.
But to me, I don't know
But
anything
don't be
else
close to a different way.
I don't know anything else except for this one physical experience that we have.
Mhm.
I sure as fuck don't want to poo-poo it on somebody else's ideas. And it's, I don't want to get into much of another rant, but
it's okay.
I hope that people you deserve it. You are worth it. I don't know why everybody else has made you feel like you're not worth it.
Yeah.
But have an honest conversation with somebody that you're connected with and go, hey, you know what? Thanks for the connection.
Yeah. And if you don't have somebody like that, stop by Dave's Thursday nights.
Ooh.
Yeah. Stop by Dave's Thursday nights. Anybody can come in. We've had lots of cool people.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. So, we love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.